I think I want to talk about something that is taboo. We seem to live in this world where the polished mask gets to be in front. The person that has it all figured out, has it all together, especially if you're in your own business, that's what you're supposed to be. In the spiritual realm, we talk about the toxic positivity, about, you know, how important it is to be vulnerable, that vulnerability is a strength, but for the most part, people aren't actually openly vulnerable. They, we like to hide that because to be vulnerable means to expose oneself, to be truly seen, to be truly visible. And I find the misalignment in that conversation to be offensive. It's offensive. How much pressure we put on each other, how much pressure we put on ourselves to not show any of the cracks. It offends me. It offends me because I am a person who has been in that pressure, who has been told that's how you navigate. You do all that shit in private. And whether it's said out loud or not, it's definitely what is propagated. It's what is programmed. But I don't have it all together. I don't have all the answers. I am falling apart. So where do I go for support? Hmm. It is upsetting to me to see how so much of our world is fake, how it isn't real. It's polished and produced and performed. And I do it too. Like it's what is expected. It's what you suck it up, buttercup, and you do the thing. You do the thing that people expect you to do. You show up, and there's a lot of language around it, and some of it is good and some of it is detrimental. Some of the good is, the keep going, keep showing up, keep believing in yourself, even when you wobble, right, in that space. So there are some of that language is really supportive, and some of the language is harmful. And sometimes it's all harmful. Because what I don't see, and we don't see it because it is all often so private that we don't get a glimpse of someone's process. What I don't see is someone moving through these dark night of the soul moments in life. What I don't see, what is not modeled for me, is the ability to sit in your grief, to be honest about it, to deconstruct in such a way that is visible. And I think where I am right now in this moment, and I hate when people say this. There's a possibility I won't ever share this video. So I have to kind of tell my psyche that just so I can relax a little. I forgot where I was about to go. Um, what I don't see is the permission and the deep care for people that are going through those those identity deconstructive moments in life. And I wish I saw more of it. I wish I could see and witness and hold more people in their true vulnerability. Because how I feel like it has trained us is when we are actually honest and vulnerable and we're in the raw real moment of this is how I'm showing up right now. I'm showing up as this. This is, you asked me how I am. This is how I show up, and I don't want to fake that. And what I see is that because we don't have a lot of modeling, it's a lot of polish and performance. We as a people don't know how to hold each other in that grief. We don't know, we're uncomfortable with our own discomfort in witnessing someone in grief, any kind of grief. My particular grief is self. There's parts of me dying, and like deep, deep ingrained identity pieces are dying, and I, I can't keep resuscitating it. I can't keep resuscitating her. And so there's an uncertainty there and a loss of identity. And when we lose identity, we question value and we question reality and we question, like, there's so much breaking down right now. And in my own body and my own mental psyche, I'm not even talking about the breakdowns that are happening in the world, which are happening simultaneously in a macrocosm way, in a microcosm way, right? Both are true at the same time. And in case you're wondering if your grief is valid, your individual grief is valid, even with and especially with all that is breaking down the world. But where I am in that process is I'm getting to a place where I don't give a shit if it makes people uncomfortable. Because my multiple years of walking through the darkest places with people, to walk them in their shadows, to hold them in their grief, to move through the wounds that were created by trauma. All of that work has equipped me to hold myself in this space. So I don't need to cover it up so that you're comfortable. And I think as I'm talking, that's been the discomfort for me, is feeling the pressure of, well, don't post that, don't save that, don't share that. You're going to make people wonder. You're going to, people will lose faith in you. People will lose trust in you because you're supposed to be the one that's supposed to hold them. Sorry, just a little insight right there for me is that, yeah. And the beauty of it is the very complexity, this moment of I have the capacity to not only hold my process, my grief, I have the capacity to hold myself. I don't need you to hold me. Witness would be great, and compassion and kindness, right? Of course. It's because of that capacity I can hold you too in your experience simultaneously. And I think the conclusion that I'm coming to is those people that are able to do that are my people. If you can hold me at my darkest, if you can hear me and see me and empathize without rescuing me, you're my person. You're my people. I've been, I've spent my entire life overly considering everyone else. What do you need? How can I help you? What do you need in this moment? I have been doing that in a very unhealthy way for me. It's unhealthy for me. It's very good for everyone else, but it's unhealthy for me. And that's the part that's dying. I don't know who I am if I'm not taking care of other people. Because somebody somewhere early said that was my value, and I believed them. And how deeply rooted that belief has become. I am excavating all the root system. And I think I'm down to the core root, the biggest one. You know, you've got your main root and then the offshoots. I've been plucking those offshoots for years now, but I think I'm down to the core root, and it's hard. But the point of my video, the point of this moment is what's so wrong with witnessing people in their vulnerability? What is so wrong about it? Why do we all run around trying to act like we don't have that going on? Because everyone does. Somewhere, in some way, shape, or form in their life, they're grieving something. They're grieving a loss of something or someone. That can be an external loss, right? It can be an internal loss, pieces and parts of us that we no longer can identify with. And then who are we without it? There's a lot of ways we grieve when we grow, when we heal. I would like to see it be normalized that we actually hold people in their grief. You know, there's training for people to learn how to hold grief. And I don't like, I value that. I think that's a very beautiful start, but I also think that it's as simple as being willing to have capacity, like for you to have capacity for your own discomfort when you can't fix what you're witnessing. I think that's really all it is we're so uncomfortable because on some level we're all fixers and rescuers and peacekeepers and people pleasers. Like we all have that somewhere in our makeup. And I think the reason we struggle with other people's grief process, dark nights of the soul, ego deaths, whatever language you want to put on it, It's because we lack the capacity to sit in our own discomfort when we can't fix it. That's what it means to sit in someone's space and hold them in their grief, is just simply having your own discomfort about it. And humanity as a whole runs from discomfort. We cover and bandage and avoid and numb when we feel discomfort. And so, you know, like roaches, when you turn on the light, you show up in grief and everyone runs because they cannot sit in their own discomfort, that they can't fix it for you. And then here's the real work. I don't need anyone to rescue it. I don't need anyone to fix it. I have the capacity to hold my own grief. It's just really lonely. And I don't want to be alone. And so I think my point is capacity. Capacity. The space within you and the nervous system regulation ability to hold yourself stable in your discomfort while you're holding someone in their grief. Mm. Yeah. So maybe I don't want to keep it private anymore. Maybe I don't want to be polished and perform anymore. Maybe that's part of this ego death, is I'm fucking sick to death trying to act like I have it all together when I don't. It's too much work. So if my honesty and my vulnerability makes you uncomfortable, that isn't mine. That's yours. That's your clue that you lack the capacity to simply hold somebody where they are without judgment, without condemning them. And if on some level you think less of me, that's not mine. That's yours. Where are you holding yourself at such a high standard that you can't allow other people to be where they are? If you haven't gotten yet that we are mirrors for each other and what you see in me is what you hold in you, then you're not my person. Because I can have the capacity to see my own judgments in you and know that that's me. So I got me, and I'm calling for the people that have the capacity to witness me and hold me where I am, because I'm fucking lonely. I love you. I got you. I got you too. Mm.